Welcome everybody to another community call. There's a lot of people here today, so I'm really excited. Thank you everybody to join. Just a quick reminder: if everybody that's not talking can silence themselves, I will appreciate that. And let's start. Let me see if Pat puts the agenda on. All right, we have a lot of updates for this community call. And I'm happy to say that we also have Pat for the Token Engineer Academy, who is going to talk about the courses that they offer later on this call. So hi Pat and hi to everybody. And let's start. As I hope everyone in this call already knows, the good DAO passed the activation of UB distribution Celo. What this means that we can already claim on Celo. It's still on beta testing. Have everybody in this call claim already, drop an emoji on the chat. It would be exciting to know. What this both means as a key point is now we are able to claim on Celo but also on Fuse. And we started out with a 10% distribution GoodDollar on Celo, which will increase every month until a 50% distribution is reached on both chains, Celo and Fuse. What this means? So the good reserve means UBI. 10% of that UBI goes to the community fund. 10% goes to saving. That is a future that's coming up real soon. I know everybody's really excited for it. And then 80% of that UBI goes to distribution. Right now, 10% of that 80% goes to Celo, and the 70% goes to Fuse, but we're gonna reach a point that it's gonna be 50-50. And as you all know, through the good DAO process, we can increase that amount or decide what to do on both chains. So I'm really excited to say you can already claim on Celo. It's still on beta testing. That's why we haven't publicly announced it. And now I'm gonna give the word to Pat, who's gonna tell us more about it and give us a demo.
Hello everyone. So yes, as Mary said, you can already claim Celo. So how do you do that? You go to goodapp.org. As you know, this platform used to be called GoodSwap, and we renamed it to GoodDapp because this is supposed to be the home for all the things Good Dollar Protocol. So to claim on Celo and also on Fuse through the Good app, we try to make it as simple and close to the wallet as possible. So you see a big button that says Claim Now. And the idea is that you click on Claim Now, you connect your wallet. I'm going to use MetaMask for the sake of this demonstration because it's the one that I usually use. So as long as you're connected with your Good Dollar wallet, after you press the claim button, you should be able to claim on Celo really easily. There are things that we still want to improve in this flow. For instance, the modals that you see and when you see them. That's work that we are still doing. And we had targeted to do a release of all of the fixes that you've reported last week today. But as you know, our team is small, and our person that does quality assurance, our QA person, was not available to test it today. So the whole development team decided, agreed together that we are going to push the deployment of the fixes to Monday. But even without the fixes, you can see that you can already claim. So while I was talking, my claim was processed. It shows that I've claimed today. And I have my balance. So to claim on Fuse, we try to make it as simple as possible too. Once you claimed on Celo, you click on this button. You have to switch the network manually because that's how it works. And then that's a fix that we have to do. But you should see this screen and press the claim button and a claim. So whatever is still wonky, don't worry, the team is working on it. We're really aware of all of these fixes, and thanks to you guys that reported last week, they were able to work on it through this week. Mary, do you have any questions? I just did both of my claims here. on the Good App. Any questions?
Yeah, if you can quickly explain how like someone new can sign up.
How someone new can sign up. So people can still sign up using the wallet. That has not changed. But if you are new, you want to tell people how to directly in the Good App, and you are pushing for people to join us on the Celo side. We implemented a social login tool here that if someone is new and they don't have a wallet yet, they can easily create a wallet using this third-party service that is called Web3 Auth that we used to know as Taurus, which is a project that creates wallets using people's social logins. So it gives wallets with tied to your social login, your email or Facebook. So when you click here and you have a Google account, you should be able to create a wallet. So you can see I'm going to continue with Google, and it shows here my emails. I have a test account. I'm gonna type my password. And then I will have a wallet created using my social login. So after I created my wallet, I go directly to the claim flow, okay? Because I want to claim, so connected, and I want to claim, so I'm going to click a claim now. And because I'm new, I'm going to have to do the face verification flow, which it's the same as the wallet, so nothing new there. And it's also just a reminder, the face verification belongs to FaceTech, which is a third-party service. So there are some adjustments that we can make to make sure that we don't get too many false positives, etc. But it's a third-party service that we have very little control over what they do. So yeah, here just opens the flow. I cannot go through the flow because I have already verified my own wallet, but should be simple. More questions?
Awesome, Pat. Does anyone has any questions? You can drop it on the chat or like talk and like Pat can clarify. But it seems pretty simple, so I'm excited. So a new yeah.
There are some issues still, but we're working on it.
Let's see, I see people like texting in the chat. Look, there's some people in the call that has already claimed, so that makes me really happy. That's awesome. Tiago, can you give us like a data update? Maybe you already have some numbers from Celo as well?
Yep, I have. Let me know if you can see my screen or if you can hear me.
I can hear you, but I cannot see your screen. Now, yes. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, great. So, the first image is just a cape to make it beautiful with some images. But the most important numbers here are from Fuse and Celo. Basically, I focus more and show this data. So, basically, this is the numbers from the last week when we start to distribute in Celo. And in the first line, we have the amount of GoodDollar distributed Fuse and the amount of GoodDollar distributed in Celo. We have more in Celo because we have less users there. So take the opportunity and go to claim in Celo. You will earn more GoodDollars. The second line is the number of active claimers in Fuse and Celo. These 3,000 users, little less than 3,000 users, come from the last week. I will show how many came from the wallet and the number of transactions we have in Fuse and in Celo. This next chart shows the number of holders in each network. It's not in scale, of course, but we already have a good number of users in Celo, and we want, if possible, everyone from Fuse also claim in Celo. And
I think that we probably we're already at 5,000 users on Celo.
Yeah,
because yesterday the claim amount was I'm just saying that you can see that yesterday the claim amount was 130 and today it's half. So that means it's probably if the UBI tool didn't change, it means that
the claim was 130 today.
From yesterday.
This is great. So we have more than 3,000 users in Celo. It's great. And the supply in each network, so how many the good dollars are distributed right now in Fuse, in Ethereum, and also in the Celo, and the number of holders in each network. Are simple data from right now, but we're still improving to get more data to compare Fuse, Celo, and the growth in each network. Oh, and this one is an image to show how many users are going from the wallet. We have a button in the wallet to go to the Good app. You are going to Celo. So if you don't claim Celo yet, go to your wallet. You have a button there, and then you go to the Good app to claim your good dollars in Celo. That's it. It's what I have for today.
Awesome. Thanks, Thiago. Related to supply, I don't know if Bertrand or Hadar can give us an update on the liquidity on Celo.
Maybe Bertrand can.
I don't think there's much change in the liquidity. I added from the foundation funds. I've added now also something like 15K also to the GoodDollar CUSD pool, or rather to the GoodDollar MCUSD pool, like the Mula CUSD that also earns interest. So I think that we have around 35K of total liquidity on Celo at the moment. Bertrand, do you have anything to add?
I will quit the pair on Uniswap, Ubiswap V3. And then also I was thinking in the next step, we'll have also, during the SushiSwap online hackathon, we will present a good dollar listing on SushiSwap of Celo. That's all basically for me.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, progress. We're gonna go to the community update. And well, I'm happy to introduce to all of you Pat from Token Engineer Academy, who is gonna tell us about the courses that you have to see if anyone of the community is interested on it. Pat, the floor is yours. I see you're here with us. So hello.
Hello. Let me set this up. I prepared some slides. Can I share?
I can't hear you. I don't have a good.
I was hearing her. Yeah.
You hear or see my screen?
You are broken. Maybe try to reconnect. Or maybe it's just me.
I can see the screen now, but
The screen sharing was working for me. But,
yeah, it was working for me, and now it just stopped. I don't know if she's restarting. Okay, in the meantime, bro, is wanna go ahead with your update until we wait for Pat?
Sure. Okay. Please can you help share the screen? Thank you. So yesterday was International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day to all the GoodDollar women here. And we had a space yesterday. It was basically around how to get more women into Web3 and blockchain as a whole. We had ambassadors talk on that space. We had ambassadors from Nigeria and Cameroon on that space, and it was a pretty enlightening session. The recording is on the Nigerian Twitter page. I'll download it and put it on the events page so everyone can have access to it after the call. But if you want to check it out, you can just go there to play that recording. And yeah. So next up, before I hand over to Ewosho, who is going to take us on his help court campaign, one of the main focus of the community this month is going to be around education on our migration to Celo. So we're going to be seeing guides, we're going to be practicing, we're going to be doing. So the ambassadors are going to champion this because they're going to take their community members through sessions on how to migrate to Celo, how to claim on Celo, how to interact generally with Celo. And by the end of the month, we should be strong on Celo. You know, the numbers should improve at the end of the month. So yeah, the guides are going to come out soon, and we will begin to work with that. So next up, I'm going to hand over to
Progress.
Ewosho.
Let's try to see if Pat can talk now and if it works, and then we'll go to Ewosho. Just because she's back. Yeah, Pat, take it away.
I was muted. Can you guys hear?
Yes.
Yes. And you can see my screen also?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Thank you guys for your patience. So hello everyone, I'm Patty. I'm from T Academy. And today, I don't know if you guys already know. Sorry. Is it breaking?
No, it's good for me.
I cannot. Good? Okay, sorry. All right, so I don't know if you guys know about T Academy. But I'm going to give you an overview about what is token engineering, what is T Academy, and how you can get involved. I talked to Mary before, and she mentioned there were a few ways that this knowledge that we have may be helpful for you. So hope it brings you some light, and I'm available for anybody that has questions today or via DM, so feel free to connect. All right. So first, I'm going to give you an overview about token engineering. And token engineering is a new discipline, right? So it's very new. I'm going to show you a quick timeline later. And basically, it is the design, the architecture of a crypto economic system. So a token-based economic system. But then you have the whole process. You design, you validate, you optimize it, you make several iterations, until you have you build this system, and you evaluate, you change it. So it's not a linear process, but it demands a lot of rigorous analysis, and that's why we call this an engineering discipline. So here's shortly why we say that this is a very new discipline. The first mention about this was in 2018, And then the first course that we launched was on October 2022. If you were in DEF CON, we were there. And this is so new. We are building a lot of content, but this content is being built upon ethics and a lot of pillars from engineering, economics, and multidisciplinary. There's a multidisciplinary collaboration around this discipline. We cannot, when we talk about crypto economic systems, we are talking about complex systems. They have very different layers, different actors. The impacts in one decision can reach, several different layers, and to have a good comprehension of the whole system, it's important that this collaboration, that this discipline is not just built by programmers or engineers or mathematicians, but rather that we have people that will talk about politics. So we have a governance field inside token engineering that are going to decide how a decision is going to be taken in decentralized communities, for example, what incentives people might receive to take an action. So how do we coordinate people with financial or reputation incentives, and tokens are all behind this, right? So we have several, this is the economic flower, the CryptoCon flower, to show you can take part in this creation, in this token engineering process, even if you are from different disciplines. For you, whatever your background is, you might find a way to collaborate and to make this a richer process. And this is one of the bases of the new discipline, right? So although we say it's token engineering, it has engineering, but also more areas. Our goal at the Academy, our mission, is to establish this discipline in the world, because it's so new, and we know that there's an importance to having it in a good, established, and ethical, and with value flows that are sustainable, that are beneficial for mutual parts. And that's why our mission is to grow the number of token engineers and also to establish this. And we are working on this since we had our second year anniversary last year. So this is our third year of accomplishing this. We have launched T Fundamentals, which is the first comprehensive course. And by comprehensive, I mean that one of our goals is also to connect people from different areas, right, from different backgrounds. And it's important to make something that is comprehensible for you who are a technical expert in programming, right? So you are expert in that, or you are an expert in psychology, or you are an expert in whatever area. T Fundamentals is a common ground, is a common place for you to learn how to communicate with other people. And then we have 5 modules to explore the whole token engineering process. So first is an introduction. Module 1 is an introduction. We are going to go over videos, reading list, what is the most basically the core of the discipline. And then we start jumping into the phases, right? The token engineering phases. So we have first a discovery phase. What are the system purposes? What are the goals? Who are the stakeholders, right? Then on module 3, we have the design. So how can you translate your findings from the discovery to mathematical language? We have math here. We have variables and states. You have to define actions, define performance indicators. And then on module 4, we have a translation from the mathematician specification to computer modeling. We start simulating, we start using modeling and simulation, right? We have digital twins. You begin to experiment on that. And last module, module 5, although it's last, it might be the first one or the second one, because it's about governance. And when we talk about this whatever process, we are one of the first keynotes to have is who is going to take decision, right? And that's governance. How are we going to decide? So the whole science behind decision is specified in governance, and it's such a rich. All of this is just to give you some base grounding, right? Some base knowledge. So although you will have to finish the course and still take an internship, take part in different projects before you are really like a pro in token engineering. This gives you a base, and that's T fundamentals is the most important aspect I'm going to share with you guys today, and that's our gem. Here are some partners that we have worked with since our creation, and partners who have supported us and have funded our courses. Here's a brief overview of our student. So you might ask, if I have this background, do I fit? Where do I fit? And what do I, right? So how do I join? What matters most for token engineering? And the answer for this is T fundamentals is meant for everybody, not necessarily if you have a background in economic, computer science, engineering, data science, or mathematics, like the higher percentages we have here. But if you have humanities or political background, you can learn, and you are incentivized to learn, and to also learn the math, and to learn to not be like, I will not learn this because it's too hard or it's from a different area, but instead you have you learn the basics. You have a steeper learning curve, but you get there, right? And that's why I'm gonna jump to the next topic now. And the next topic is a combination of how our mission at T Academy is being funded, it's being established, right? So we have this new discipline, token engineering, and then we have the study groups. Study groups are a way for everybody to learn. And the course we have at T Fundamentals, I didn't mention this, but it's all online. Everything in the course is for free. So every learning aspect in the course, and we have dedicated a lot of brains and a lot of time for this to make it a comprehensible course, online and free. So why not, right? And then to help you guys learn, you can start a study group. For example, you can join a study group. So until now, we've had more than, actually the number is outdated. We had more than 200 sessions hosted. We've had more than 33 study groups active, 14 languages, meaning that I saw that there were some people from Brazil. There is a lot of people from that are native Spanish speaking. There are people from all around the world who don't want to learn a new discipline that is already a challenge, but you don't want to learn that in another language, right? So if English is a barrier, you might want to learn with another French person. You might want to learn with another Chinese speaking person, right? So you can find many opportunities for you that fit you and will support you with our study groups program. I will leave all the links when I end the presentation. I just want to check if everything is okay until now, if you have any questions before I move forward.
No, not for me. I think this is great. Thank you so much.
You can join, the groups are already active. How does that, you can join existing groups?
I will share a link right now. So if you want to check, I just have just a second. So I would share all the links in the end, but maybe it's best that I share them piece by piece. So I shared in the chat the study groups overview. The study groups overview is where you can find, let me see, okay, this GIF, you can see everything there. In the overview, you can see what groups are active, what groups, what language, the time slots for them. So you have some that are more Asian time friendly, some that are more Brazilian time friendly. You can find different languages, so areas of interest and all that. There's another link for the course, T Fundamentals, I mentioned. And there's another link, let me see, for our introduction call. Just in case you are interested in learning about token engineering, and this is a very speed run meeting that I'm giving you, like a very brief overview about token engineering and the academy and the community. If you want to learn more or hear an entire 1 hour call, we have our monthly calls called Introduction to Token Engineering. It can give you a base, it can give you a starting point. You can ask questions, and you have more time for all of that, right? So in addition to learning T fundamentals, you can also take part in this introduction course. All right, any other questions, or have I answered your question?
Yeah, there's a question in the chat, like, could you identify some of the most active study groups or topics that the Academy is working on?
Some of the more active ones and some of the topics that are most popular. Okay, let me give you one example. Maybe it helps you visualize. It's actually, there is an active study group called Visual Learners. It's for people who learn visually, as the name says. And there's an effort by the hosts of these study groups to give you examples and to be friendly for newcomers. So if you have no idea about what token engineering is, even about what crypto is, you can join, and they are very friendly, and we'll give you all the links, all the directions, we'll give you a support. And their area of interest, you can, when you explore the Notion overview, you will see there are some specific topics, but what they do is they make it a low barrier, and they give you a support on coding, how to start coding, how to start installing every program that you have. And yeah, this is one of the focus. Maybe having one example gives you some better idea, but I would move on now to the exploring how more you can contribute or how more you can take part as from GoodDollar. Is that okay?
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Okay, so until now I explained about the fundamentals and about the study groups, right? So when I talked to Mary, she said, hey, we want to decentralize GoodDollar, we want to apply some sort of token engineering to GoodDollar. And in addition to learning, because you guys already have a community, you already have an agenda, you know what you want to do, you have friends there, maybe it's a good idea for some of you to start your own study group instead of just taking part in an existing one. So you already have a community, that's great. You already have friends, you already know that you are going to start more or less in the same page. You are not expected to know token engineering in advance of starting your own study group, right? So if you want to be a host, I'm going to give a very quick overview. I think I'm past the time already. I would need just 2 or 3 minutes more. So if you want to become a study group host, meaning you want to open your own study group with up to 2 more people, you have to commit to learn token engineering via the T fundamentals. So basically, you just have to follow the course, but you can choose the agenda. You can plan everything like I want to make a study group based on GoodDollar. I want to make this very focused. Or no, I'm a programmer already. I know how to code. I want to give this a go with other people that I might like it. And that's my focus, right? So that's okay. You just have to commit for 3 months that you are hosting weekly sessions. You have to prepare the sessions, right? You are not expected, again, to be a teacher, but you are expected to have an agenda, to welcome new members, to prepare for the session, to do your homework. Everybody there has to do their homeworks, right? So this is a study group, peer-to-peer learning. How you define it, it's up to you. Just make it accessible, and you receive training. I will give you all the support. You can build your token engineering network inside GoodDollar or with more people that you might know, you might meet. You can benefit from the exchange of knowledge in the study groups. That's what this is all about, right? You share knowledge, you teach people what you have learned, and then somebody teaches you. That's peer-to-peer. And in addition, T Academy offers free learning, but you have to pay for the certificates, the NFT certificates, to prove that you have completed the course and you are a graduate. And by becoming a host, you receive this NFT for free, plus you get your own NFT for being a host. I will leave the link to this form in the chat. So in case you are interested in starting your own study group, please fill in the form by March 15, because in the following week, we already have the trainings and the onboarding. That's the next cohort. So if you want to take part, if you want to start, please go ahead. And I would explain a little bit more about the NFT proofs, but they are super cool, super important. They are helpful for you to build your track record. They give you a reputation. They are proof of skills that you can have over time. There are several ways for you to link your identity to this NFT, but they are account bound, so they are like soul bound. And T Academy has a whole lot of, oops, I think I'm skipping to something that I shouldn't need. Just a second. Okay. All right. So I would just leave some links in the chat. And if you want to learn more, we have a lot of content. Let me stop sharing. We have a lot of content, a lot of ways for you to reach out and join our community. So that's it from my side. If you have questions, if we have time for questions also.
Thank you so much, Pat. This is like super interesting. Like, thank you so much for joining us today and like telling us about it. We love it. I will add all these links that.
Good, happy to.
Yeah, I will add all these links that Pat shared on chat in the agenda of the community call. And as you say, like if you have like any questions, you can reach her, or you can also reach Progress. Maybe we can create like a GoodDollar group. That'd be really nice. All right, Progress, wanna take it ahead and like I think it was time. Or do you have any questions for that?
I just want to add first that I want to ask all the ambassadors. I think it's very important that we try to recruit hosts and students that want to learn token engineering. This is very important, for the independence of the DAO. So we have more people involved on how we distribute UBI, what kind of incentives we can give to users with our UBI, what kind of partnerships we can do with other projects. And I would also like to suggest that maybe we can create some kind of even a bounty program to incentivize people to finish the T Academy course. Anyone that gets the NFT. let's create some kind of reward for anyone that completes the program. And if anyone, and I'm here to support with anything that's required, right? If you want help hosting sessions, if you want to discuss any topics, $2, and I'm available.
Go on, bit.
Awesome, thanks for that. All right, Ewoso, wanna go ahead? Or Progress, I know who.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, it's online, and you can take the course at your own pace. So you can take around. Usually, you take from 2 to 4 months. You can take up to 1 year, or you can take 1 month. But it's the job.
Thanks, Pat. I cannot hear Progress. I don't know if he's talking.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to be sharing with us everything about that campaign that he did last year, challenges he had, everything he experienced, and that will lead us also to a reminder on the good micro grants, and we are trying to build the entrepreneurship part of GoodDollar, and it will really help us. So, Ewosho, if you can hear me, take it away. I don't know who was sharing the screen.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can anyone hear me? Yeah?
Yeah,
Thank you. So please, it will show. I'm going to and like Progress said, I run an effort campaign. Sometimes last yeah, that was 5%. So I'm just going to give you a bit about how it works out.
Ewoso, I think we cannot hear you properly, or it's just me. What about you?
That's true.
Yeah.
It is not coming through very well.
Okay.
Bad microphone.
Can you hear me?
I think like you have like bad service because the quality is really bad. Well, let's no, you have like an update for you too, right? Like maybe you can take the time to like update us until like Ewoso fixes his internet.
Happy to do that. Thank you. And also let's give you a chance again later. My update is kind of quick, but I got two. One of them is that we just went live with what I believe is the first implementation of the login with GoodDollar, or authorize yourself with GoodDollar. And we did that on a site that's called IamHuman.app, which is a proof of uniqueness protocol. that is running on a different blockchain, on a near blockchain, and we're going to use it to run a vote. We're creating a new community that's voting, like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are going to be voting, and they're going to use GoodDollar to verify themselves. So that's kind of cool. And I met Bertrand in Denver, so he's one of them that's already been verified, and I'd encourage you guys to all check it out. I'll paste the link after I'm finished talking. There are two different ways of verifying yourself. One is a community verification. Unfortunately, you're not eligible for that just yet, but the other one is the face verification with GoodDollar. So that was a really exciting project. I'm super happy that we were able to build on GoodDollar, and thanks to some of the core team members that helped out. Lewis was very helpful there. Yeah, and we went live a week ago, less than a week ago. So that's kind of cool. The other update I had is that the Good Micro Grants, we had some challenges in January. We wanted to run a pilot, but we didn't get enough transactions in January to make sense out of the data, to make enough of the volume of qualifications, volume of data for the analysis to run its course. So we kind of extended it to February, and now we're in the beginning of March. So we just checked for the totality of January and February, and we now do have enough data in our proof of concept. We have 77 transactions for the Good Micro Grants for 3 different pilots. Jonathan, I think you're on the call. If you have had any transactions, do you want to ping me? I didn't find any for you. So you're not, Pesia's Kitchen are not showing up in this one. If something went wrong and we actually did have some, it might be 4 grantees. But for now, I have 3 grantees, 77 transactions in total, which is 47 customers. And out of those, one of them is going to get a grant that is 30% extra of what they brought into sales. So Good Micro Grant works on sales. It analyzes how much sales did you do and how much good dollars did you bring in for your sales. The one of them brought in 56,000 good dollars, and we're going to get. What's that? What's that? Someone might be unmuted. If you can mute yourself, that'd be great. So the number 3 contestant brought in 56,000 good dollars, and we're going to send them 15,000 extra, so that's 30% extra. The next one brought in 16 customers, and they brought in 300,000 good dollars, and we're going to send them another 235 good dollars, so that's 70% bonus for them. And then the top contender brought in 400,000 good dollars, so not that much more, but that one had 28 unique customers, and we count unique customers way higher than we do when we count the volume. So that person's going to get 1.2 million good dollars in grant, and that is a 2.9x. So that's 200% added volume or added revenue for them. So in total, on average between all 3 of them, it's 1.8x, almost 2x. So for example, if you were an average contender in this one and you brought in like 100 good dollars in sales, you would get 200 from the micro grants. I know the calculations are a little bit complicated. It's running the same kind of calculations that Gitcoin grants does. It's a quadratic formula. But anyways, the good news is that the program is now up and running and it works. And the call to action for all of you guys is sign up. If you are at all planning to sell something and receive $GoodDollar as payment, you should sign up to goodmicrogrants.com and be a participant, because you might get much more good dollars than you even get from your customers. Sign up, goodmicrogrants.com. That is my updates. Any questions on that?
Yeah, like Hadar is asking, like, what are the business that participated?
So we had one business that was that's selling NFTs, and I should say that NFTs are not applicable if they are on what's the NFT marketplace?
Artrific?
So I'm only analyzing payments that are being paid with the wallet transaction, not on the dedicated NFT marketplace. That's the number 3. Number 2 was a consultancy, graphics service provider. So helps design logotypes and stuff like that, marketing campaigns. And number 1 was a airtime business. So Cameroon-based airtime business, so selling phone minutes for GoodDollar. Good question. Any other questions?
Awesome, that sounds
Yoni
great.
said sounds great. I think that means that you didn't have any transactions, Yoni, right? Yeah, there we go. Analysis was right. Cool.
Thanks, Nog, and thanks for joining us today. Okay, I don't know if progress, if we should try with Owoso again, and if not, let's go. Owoso, can you hear me? Let's if you want to try to talk. Okay, let's move ahead with Sam then. Hey, Sam. I can't hear you.
Maybe I should.
You're mute.
Hey, Wosho, are you there?
I hear clearly now.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
What issues do I network? Guys?
Perez, I think Owoso's server is really bad because he keeps breaking up.
Yeah.
Like, that's breaking, or can you play?
Yeah. Perez, wanna do quickly the update that Owoso I don't know if you know about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Can you
Yeah.
guys hear me?
Just to. We can wait. All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
And see the screen?
Yeah.
So, this is the GoodDollar head campaign. Wosho, don't worry. I think I will just run through it for everyone because we're basically out of time. And
I've loved to do it myself.
Maybe we can save it for the next community because your server is a little bit bad.
I just changed to my phone. I don't know if you can hear me now. I was using my laptop before I changed to my phone, which is better now.
Yeah, now it's better. So if you want to go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let me be fast about it. So the GoodDollar Echo campaign was an initiative. Our plan was to try to get people who will be interested in using GoodDollar as a means of payment. That is, using GoodDollar to probably purchase something, and then to get businesses that are interested in getting GoodDollar as a means of payment. So I brought up the idea to use an Echo campaign. So what we intended to do was, to get people to register on GoodDollar, and we pay for their AirCode, so they get their AirCode free. So what they just needed to register, once they have an account, we give them a free AirCode. So the milestones, what we wanted to do was to create a group where we would have people or businesses that are interested in getting GoodDollar as a means. Registered that wants to get the free AirCode should send them $1 to the barber's address. That would be to show that would be to teach them how to use the GoodDollar app or probably the site to send and receive $2 as a means of payment. So a total of $450 was budgeted for the program, in which $440 was received. I'm trying to show my screen on my laptop. I don't know if you guys are seeing it actually, but
Yes, we're
I
seeing
have
it.
a presentation on it. It's moving, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you, I don't know if you can see this. These are some pictures that were taken during the campaign. So some people actually even some people that got the free haircut tweeted about it. I screenshotted this. Okay. So then I move to the challenges that we face. During that period, we had issue of the app or sites telling a user that they found their twin online. So a lot of people had registration issues then. People that have actually not registered on GoodDollar before, the app to tell them that they that he found their twin. So one of the issues we had, and number two was the distance, because where the haircut campaign took place was a bit far from my place. I really did not know that it was going to last long to that extent. So I had an issue with the distance. And number three is delay in the release of funds during the course of the program. Like, we had delay in the release of funds. I don't know what caused that. I think that is from the thing. Another one is people were scared of scam. Mostly when I already spoke with the barber, and the barber has agreed to receive GoodDollar as a means of payment, provided that we are going to cover the cost. So what I do is, anytime a customer comes into a shop, I go there like 3 times in a week. So anytime a customer comes into a shop, I walk up to the customer and tell them about GoodDollar. And I tell them of the campaign we have running, that they can get a free haircut, provided that they register on the site and sign up. Then we give them a free haircut. But some of them were skeptical, and then they were like, okay, like, people have come up to them to tell them about programs like this before, and then at the end of the day, 1, they get nothing from it. 2, it's a waste of time. And 3, some even complain of probably the app installed on their phone wiping away their money or whatsoever. So some of them refuse and say they are not interested in the program. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, it was this was great. We're running like a little bit out of time. But thank you so much for the overview and like the challenges that you face. Let's go ahead with Sam so we can. I'm sorry, just like we're running out of time. I want to be sensible. Like, we're already 5 minutes late, so let's jump with Sam, and like if there's anyone who wants to stay later and talk more with Owoso, we can do that.
Great. So I'll be
All right, thanks.
I'll be really fast. Just really quick comms overview. So a few weeks ago, some of you might remember that we talked about the upcoming launch of the new public notion, the knowledge base. And so that is live. The link is in the agenda. I'll drop it in the chat. This is going to be, we're also in the process of launching a new website, and the new website is going to link to this Notion. Some of you might remember the community page Notion. This has the same information plus some more, and we hope that it's more organized. So just an ask of the community, as you click around it and use it, if you see anything that you think could be improved, this is the first version. There's a lot of things that need to be improved. We know that, but we would love to get your feedback as well, especially keeping in mind that in different parts of the world, the different words mean different things or convey different emotions, and it's so helpful to get other people's perspectives. So poke around that site, share it with people, ask you questions about how GoodDollar works. The goal is that this will be a resource and that it will continue to improve and get better. So that's the big comms update. Sub update within that, there is a contributor page on this knowledge base that you can find in the menu, and You can add yourself to that contributor page. That's actually the only way to get on it is if you add yourself. So if you've contributed to GoodDollar in any way, whether it's engineering or as part of the community or design, please go in and fill out that form because we really want to highlight you. Just know that anything you put in that form will be on the public page. Make sure you don't put any information that you don't want to be public there. And that link is also in the agenda, and I will drop it in the chat. But in the meantime, just stay tuned. We will have a new website soon that we will also want feedback on. And we have had, as you've heard from the call, there's been a lot of big launches and partnerships. And so kind of the short-term comms goals are communicating that. But once we kind of get over that, all of that exciting stuff in the short term, I'm starting to think more mid to long term about how we can talk about the projects that we're working on and everything from just recapping these community calls to, do we have a newsletter? What does it look like to get people excited about GoodDollar? So if you have any ideas, definitely let us know too. That's everything for me. I know we're already over time.
Thanks, Sam. Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome. I don't know if anyone has any questions. We're already running late. So thank you everybody who joined. It's been an awesome call. I'm really excited for what's to come. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. If anyone wants to stay, I think Progress is going to stay for some more time with the ambassadors. And if anyone has questions for Owosso, he can stay then. Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.